Hello, and welcome to the teardown of the Xiaomi 4 Lite 2nd Gen electric scooter. Here you can see all the parts laid out, showing you everything that's inside this scooter. And before we begin, we'll pour some water over the scooter to see later how far it managed to get inside. I'll start by fully disassembling the scooter, and then go through each part individually. At the end, I'll put it back together to its original state. I'll start by fully disassembling the scooter, and then go through each part individually. At the end, I'll put it back together to its original state. So, no water managed to get inside the scooter at all. Of course, I'm also curious to see if water would get in if the top rubber mat wasn't tightly sealed to the scooter's body. So, let's put it to the test. Even in this scenario, no water made its way inside the scooter, so there's no need to worry. Water won't seep through this edge, and most of it will drain out around the screw holes. I made a mistake during disassembly here. In this part, I should have removed the rubber plug and pulled the entire brake cable along with the display wire down towards the wheel. That's why I struggled a bit with it in the next section. Let's start with the simplest part, the front wheel. It features 10-inch tube-type tires with a width of 2.125 inches, providing good riding comfort. The front drum brake is designed for long-lasting performance and reliability, and replacing it shouldn't be an issue. The bearings used are 6001 RS, which are water-resistant variants. I'll include affiliate links for most of the parts mentioned, which you can find in the video description. Next up, we have the controller, designed for 21.6 volts and 20 amps, which translates to a power output of around 400 watts. It connects to the battery communication, charging port, display, lights, motor phases, and hall sensors. The cables are protected with sealant, and there's foam sealing on the opposite side to block water from getting in. There's also a warranty sticker that turns red if it detects water, which would void your warranty. I'd love to completely disassemble the controller, but I'm unsure how to remove and reattach the pressure spring on the transistors. I've previously tried to figure out how to disassemble and reassemble it without damage, but I couldn't manage it. So I won't attempt it this time either. If you have any tips on how to do it, feel free to share them in the comments below. And now the part I'm most excited about, the battery. It's a 21.6 volt battery with a capacity of 10.2 ampere hours, configured as 6 cells in series and 4 in parallel. Let's take a look inside. For the price, this is a very good quality. Of course, the battery communicates with the controller as expected. Overall, I consider Xiaomi and Ninebot batteries to be high quality and safe, especially considering their balance between quality and price. The only downside is that the battery doesn't have a slightly higher capacity. But again, given the price point, it's a reasonable trade-off for this level of quality. The battery is very well designed, with no issues to point out. It includes 3 temperature sensors, fuses for charging and discharging, and solid welds. The cells are securely placed in holders. and the battery uses EVE ICR1 AIN65026V cells with a capacity of 2.55 ampere hours and a maximum discharge current of 7.65 amps. A quick calculation shows that at 21.6 volts and 400 watts, the current per cell is around 4.5 amps. What is acceptable? Here we have a rear wheel with a built-in motor, which seems very well made. The sturdy 9-inch tire provides plenty of comfort even on rough terrain. If you need to service the motor, simply remove the screws on both sides. There is a thin layer of silicone around the edge, so you will need to use a bit more force. You can carefully lever off the side covers, but on the side where the motor cable goes through, you must loosen the protective spring and move it out of the way. You can replace the hall sensors, damaged cable, bearings, rubber seals, tire, and inner tube. I will try to include all links to each spare part in the video description. In conclusion, this motor is very well made and easy to disassemble. It has a sturdy design, probably won't have overheating issues, and is well protected against water thanks to the rubber seals around the shaft and the silicone-sealed side covers. Here are the handlebars. I have to say, taking them apart and putting them back together was the most time-consuming task. It would definitely be easier the second time around. The handlebars look great, the display is large enough, and the ergonomics are good. Not all parts are available online right now, but I'll try to include whatever I found in the video description. This is the first part that failed the waterproof test, which is quite disappointing. I'm not entirely sure how water got inside. It might not have been around the white adhesive seal, but when I flipped the scooter upside down, water could have leaked in from the other side. In any case, if you remove the display cover, I recommend discarding the original adhesive seal and using clear silicone instead. The cables leading to the display are sealed, but it was done by hand, so the insulation isn't perfect. Likewise, if you replace any part, I suggest resealing all cable pass-throughs with silicone again. Overall, I still rate the build quality positively, even though water got in. It was most likely my fault for flipping the scooter upside down. Replacing parts requires a bit of detailed work, but that's the price you pay for a nice design. Nothing sticks out like on some other scooters. And here we have the electric scooter fully taken apart. Overall, I'm very positive about its build. The scooter is sturdy, well-made, and looks great. I think you won't find anything better in this price range. As for drawbacks, the main issue is the controller design. I'm not sure how to access the MOSFETs, though it's still better than if they were completely sealed in resin. This means I can't easily replace them if needed, but I believe they've been tested enough to avoid problems. Another issue is that water got into the display, but it might have been my fault. Since this is a newer model, replacement parts are still not widely available. Considering the price, I'd give it 8 out of 10 overall. The video then continues with the reassembly of the scooter, but without any commentary. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, please support me by liking and subscribing. I hope to see you in the next video.